Hello, malt mates. Welcome to The Whiskey Bothy. I'm Ralphie, your host. The guy with the strange accent that sounds a little bit like an upmarket Shrek. Yeah, I've been told that in the past, and I took it as a compliment. So, welcome to review number 1075, Extras. Extra opinion, perspective, content, extra stuff. And in this Extras, we're going to focus on the stuff. Okay, I've just reviewed this Edradour 10-year-old natural colour single malt bottled at 43%. This is one of the most widely available Edradour single malts, and I highly recommend you go and find it if you are a flavour chaser. This distillery packs a big punch for a small size distillery, and it does things unashamedly old school with an informal marketing plan of take it or leave it, this is the way we make it. And I quite like that. I quite like that philosophy. I gave this 84 out of 100 as a malt mark, and I basically remained very positive about it. Unlike my previous review in Ralphie Review 1074, which was frankly a very disappointing Cragganmore. But I don't have to worry about disappointing Cragganmores because I get to choose. I'm buying these bottles. I review what I buy, and that allows me to give an opinion. I'm going to introduce some of the Edradours that I've bought in the past. And the point I'm making here is when you open a bottle of whiskey, don't finish it too quickly. In fact, have a timeline of years. Old whiskies, particularly if they've been reduced to 40 or 43%, will oxidise quite rapidly, and then suddenly after a couple of years, particularly if they're in a big decanter with lots of air, they will over-oxidise and they will flatline. The thing is, oxidisation generally, if it's in a controlled environment, does more good than it does harm. It's just avoiding that final moment where there's too much oxidisation and literally, as I mentioned, the flatlining occurs. The flavour just starts to disappear. With younger whiskey of intense flavour, you don't have such a risk factor. I'm now going to introduce other bottles from my stash that are also Edradour, starting with one of the oldest, which is 15-year-old Fairy Flag. You can see that high fill level. You can see the dust and stir on the top of the bottle. I've not opened this bottle for about 3 years. I'm going to open it now and have a wee sniff. Careful. Got to be careful with these corks. Very gentle. Don't try and pull the cork straight out. And importantly, when you're pulling a cork and you know the cork is weak, don't pull it out by putting your thumb in the side and your first 2 forefingers in the top, right? Don't do that, because inevitably as you pull, you're going to twist, rightio. Here's what you do instead. It helps to preserve the cork. Wrap your thumb and your second finger round the cork and then twist the bottle. Twist the bottle backwards and forwards and you get the cork out. This one, more intact. It's lasted the distance and the time. Why? Because it's a thicker cork and literally a broader cork, and the quality of the cork used is of a high standard. What are we getting in the nose? Thumb, right. Thumb on the edge of the bottle so my nose is not going straight onto the neck of the bottle. Totally intact. 15-year-old Edradour at a very good price, celebrating the Fairy Flag of Dunedin, I think it's in Skye, which is an ancient Scottish artefact. with a very long and complex occult history. There we go. Next, another Edradour. 12-year-old Edradour. The Caledonia bottling. You will find this at auction. You may find this at auction. When you do, my advice is just go for it. Right. Yeah, also completely intact. Why? Because the younger malts. Younger malts don't cave into oxidization for many years, particularly when stored in a cool, dry, but not too dry environment. It's got to be cool. You're talking about, what, 15 to maybe 18 degrees tops? Next one. Right, we're on to the Ballachins. No, I'll leave that one to last. Ballachin, Edradour Ballachin, double cask, combination of the unpeated and peated versions of Edradour. It's 8 years old. It took a while to settle down. It is natural colour, unchill filtered, bottled at 46%, and this is a whisky without doubt, due to its complex nature, which is simply, with oxidisation over the last few years, is just getting better and better. Right, the next one is an independent bottling through official bottlers, hence the shape of the bottle, hence the branding, but have a look at that crazy, ugly, stupid label. Well, that loud label, not crazy, ugly, stupid. It's bright pink and orange. It's a horrible colour combination of a label. But this is 14-year-old peated Edradour bottled for the Whisky Exchange. As you can see, but from the fill level, I have particularly enjoyed that one. And finally, from my opened bottled stash, Ballachin 10-year-old. What? Yeah, is it 10-year-old? Yep, 10-year-old, bottled at 46%. Natural colour, unchill filtered. This is the peated, the standard available peated version of Edradour, which many peat monster fans forget even exists. But if you want something that's kind of big, heavy, fusile, that reminds you of steam engines and blast furnaces and steelworks, right? This is perfect for you. This is my last bottle of Ballachin 10-year-old. In my next review, I will be opening and presenting and sharing the new bottle that I've just bought of this very same whisky, but a new version, and then in the extras, I will be comparing the two side by side. I don't do that very often, but I have been getting requests about it. And I'm thinking, what a good idea as an extras, just to do a short generational comparison, not between the decades, not between several decades, but just between several years. It's not something I would do with the corporate whiskies, because I don't want to get myself depressed and give you a negative review. It's something I do with the small, more interesting, more charismatic companies in the Scotch whisky field that are not bothering to be too consistent in flavour. They're quite happy to present variability within reason, so long as the authenticity of the signature is well delivered. And that's the way whisky should be bottled. And there you have it. I'm Ralphie, wishing you well. Over and out.